All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Everybody, I'm Breaker. 大家好，我是斌哥.
And I'm Ray, and welcome back for the championship and game 2. That was such a great fight, like coming up from the HKESports, and that was such a great game coming from them.
It was amazing. They stayed on top of everything. Now, Ray, I got a good question.
Yep.
Since you speak Chinese, what does JG Ba Qi mean?
Most of the time it means like idiot, but in some way it can speak like you are very powerful, something like that.
Yeah, I remember there was some times when I was casting in Mandarin for other games previously, and then some people were just saying in chat, 兵哥威武霸气.
Yeah, and in that case it means you are really strong and powerful.
Okay. So now, I mean, all right, that's my Chinese lesson for the day. But I mean, as time goes on, I guess you could say I'll try and improve my Chinese, but I just don't have time to sit down with a book. We're here at Character Select already, Champion Select, and we already see Rek'Sai and Lee Sin being banned, as well as Jarvan 4 being banned, coming from Yoe Flash Wolves. They do not want Dinter with Jarvan 4.
Yep, definitely. And this game, I think they should really watch out for GodJJ, since last game he was like a beast, like wrecking everything, and they are always trying to focus toys in that game, but they just let GodJJ come up so good.
That's right, and I'm wondering, like, what's the final ban going to be for Yoe Flash Wolves? They're going. It seems like it's the same, almost the same exact bans coming out as in game number 1, and now it's going to be Azir that's taken out here in game number 2. So Stanley's not going to have, or excuse me, Toys is not going to have that.
Yeah, since last game he was so good with Azir, like he was just wrecking everything.
All right.
And we are waiting for the first pick, and what is Stanley gonna pick? What do you think?
Stanley, I mean, he's good with Gnar. He's amazing with Gnar, with what we've seen. I wouldn't be surprised to see him take Gnar again. He's also got some pretty strong play with other characters that I forget who. I haven't seen him play anything besides Gnar. Now that I think about it.
The last out was just so good coming from him. Like at the Nexus, he just stunned 3 people in the wall.
Indeed. That is, of course, one of the what's what I'm looking for, the advantages, or I guess you could say bonus effects of the dive coming in from Gnar. If you knock your opponents against the wall, you stun them. Yep,
first pick has came out, and it is Syndra picking by Stanny. It is kind of weird. First picking a mid for Toys.
I mean, that's definitely one of his stronger champions. Again, for those of you who are just now tuning in, we're on 4.21 patch, which means that the nerf to Syndra has not been applied just yet. It also means that we don't have all of those bugs that the North American server has seen with the 5.1 patch. The Nidalee bug, of course, also the Maokai, I guess you could say overpoweredness, if you will. And, I mean, Nidalee, for the time being in North America, has actually been banned from Champion Select, in case you guys haven't heard.
And Stick just picked Gnar for the top lane, and Ranga. Maybe Refrain is playing Ranga this game. Instead, they kind of switch. It's kind of funny. Like, Dinter played Ranga last game, and Stanley played Gnar last game, and this time, Stick is playing Gnar, and Refrain is playing Ranga.
Toys goes ahead and locks in Sivir. He's going to pass that off to GodJJ, I'm pretty sure. And there's almost virtually no change coming from Hong Kong eSports this game around.
Since last game, it just worked so well.
Yeah.
Like, double spell shield, they just never get GodJJ. It was so good playing by GodJJ.
Yeah, I do want to highlight there's the massive difference between game 1 and game 2 is that they're not going to have Azir this game around. No Emperor's Divide, less poke potential in lane, things of that nature. But it looks like we've got a big change already coming out from NL. He's going for Corki, and Maple is going to be picking Janna. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yes, locks in. Corki, though, I mean, like, as an ADC, he's strong in the early to mid game, and he kind of falls off just a little bit towards the late game. He's not that hyper carry that you can see in the game, like Tristana, of course.
I would say they are going for like a poke team, kind of with Narq and Corki's ulti, rather than a hard initiation like last game, since it didn't really went well, like compared to what HKESports played. And the support maybe Lulu. Oh, no, never mind. It may be a mid Lulu playing by Toys. It's kind of weird, like...
Perhaps. I mean, Dinter can still swap out Morgana with Ollie, as you suggested, but nothing's been locked in just yet.
Maybe Stan is playing Lulu top. We never know.
Oh, man.
Yep, it's
Okay.
kind of annoying.
All right, we're about to find out. We're just going to have to see how everything gets swapped around.
Olay just logged in Lulu, and yep, got JJ logged in Wukong. It may be Wukong jungle.
I like that as well. I mean, there's a lot of knockup potential using Wukong, also a very tanky character as we head into the late game.
And Wukong can just Yi in, and Lulu can just ult him and do a double knockup.
All right, and Zed looks like may very well be the final pick coming out from Yoe Flash Wolves. A single ban changes the game completely, it looks like, coming from Team Hong Kong Esports. They can't pick Azir, so they can't really synchronize with other characters using him, but they are going to bring out their own recipe for destruction using what they have at their disposal.
But it's kind of interesting, since if they pick Zed, they will have no AP in their team. So we will see if he's going to lock in Zed. Oh, yep.
Indeed. All right, so here we are. This is the final pick, the final select. As you can see, guys, it's going to be 55 seconds before we get to, or before the players get to the loading screen. Tell me, what do you see coming out of this entire, how do I say, this entire combination coming from Hong Kong Esports? Of course.
I would say it's kind of like a hard initiation, like Wukong going in and Lulu ult him, and Olay just doing his dark binding things. And yeah, it would just be like last game most of the time, except they don't have Gnar to jump in. They have Wukong instead this time. And I think what Yo Flash Roof is going to do is just like poke them with Zed Qs, with Corki Ultimate and Gnars. And we'll see how it goes this time. And I think they should really shut down GodJJ this game.
Definitely. I think that's the whole reason why they went with Corki in the early game, because, or excuse me, Corki, because he can shut down Sivir in the early game. I mean, of course, Spell Shield actually goes on cooldown for about 20 seconds once it's been used. And, of course, Missile Barrage is the ideal ultimate that you could use versus that. Of course, that's going to be a little bit of a difficult lane before level 6.
And we'll see how this game go. And I would like to say, like, Hong Kong Esports really didn't give a chance for Yoe Flash Roof to come back last game, since like they are not pushing the Nexus turret until they got the the inhibitor turret until they got the 5th Dragon and the Baron buff. And since like last game Sword Art had Diana, and it has so much peeling potential, and they are afraid to dive in and giving them kills. And I think they did really good job, like taking the 5th Dragon advantage to push it until the end of the game.
All right. And real quick, since we've got 2 minutes to go until this game gets started, first and foremost, we'd like to go ahead and thank our sponsors. Please head out to Facebook and like them. That would be again Asus, BenQ, AS Rock, Little Hong Kong Chef. Of course, give Riot Games a like on Facebook, as well as Hong Kong Esports. We are the organization that's bringing you this tournament. And this is first prize team will get 40,000 Hong Kong dollars, while the second prize team will get 10,000. After exchange rate, that's roughly about 1,500 for second prize, and for first prize, that will mean 5,000 US dollars. And of course, a little bit of a shameless self-plug-in from myself as well. 大家好，我是斌哥。如果你们会跑去这个 FB 的粉丝页的话，我会很欣赏你们的帮忙。如果你们会帮我超越2000多个赞的话，我愿意在我愿意上传一部影片，就是
A video.
Yes. 带着我唱个郭书瑶的《爱的宝宝》，一定要。我是一个说到做到那样的男人。All right, but let's get started with this game, shall we? All right.
We are still waiting for the delay for the spectator mode.
Yeah, I mean, we've got about 40 seconds to go, and that's when we hit the loading screen. Tell me, what's your specialty lane, Ray?
Huh?
What lane do you play the best?
I play the best for the jungle, definitely. And most of the people will say Bachi jungle. And yeah,
right.
Jungle is always the one to blame. That is so harsh. Like
it is. There's so much pressure on you as a jungler, especially at the higher level of play. Personally, I myself play, well, I'm only in Silver 5. My specialty lanes would be basically anything but mid and jungle. I prefer to play support. That's my most confident role, of course. I love to rush Sightstone Tarek is a little bit weak this season, but of course, that's why I'm trying to learn
Jamboy.
Jamboy.
Yeah.
Jenna?
No, Tarek.
Tarek. Yeah. I'm trying to learn to play, I'm sorry, Nami as well as Janna this season around. As we can see at the highest level of play, they have a lot of utility. Top lane, well, I'm kind of stiff. I like to play Tryndamere.
Tryndamere.
Yeah, but
that
that's
5-second hero.
Yeah, yeah. But of course, you're talking about solo queue, and I mean that can be played. You can play just about any character and get from bronze to diamond if you've got the know-how and of course the brain power, the reflexes, everything else in between. But enough about me. Let's dive into this game.
Yep. Here we are.
Yeah, spawning on the blue side. It's going to be Kong ESports up 1 point in this best of 5. And spawning on the red side, it's going to be yoeFW down 1 point in this best of 5.
And the game is already started, and it's 20 minutes, 20 seconds in, and everyone is just rushing to the mid lane from the red team and the blue team.
No one's heading toward top lane, save for, of course, Steak, and this time Steak is our player with Gnar this time around.
Instead of Stanny. We'll see how good is Steak with Gnar instead of Stanny in this game.
Alright, so here we are.
And we can see some spam pinging by the blue team.
Refrain's just dancing there. He's like, I dare you, come and get it. But I mean, like, they had first ban, first pick priority, so this time around it'll be red team with. Ooh, wow, that's a little bit of poke hitting Corky there, NL. But I mean, they are the ones with Gnar this game around, and with oh jeez, Rengar.
Yep.
I should probably think about getting that character for my own jungle collection, if you will. It's great to learn all lanes.
And people are just keep pinging. There's not much going on. Toys is trying to poke Maple with his balls, and Ole's trying to throw some soil.
Oh, whoa, oh my god, I already have 2,500 likes on Facebook, guys.
Oh, and you're gonna sing that song.
Yeah, I'm gonna sing 国术要的爱的宝宝.
Yep.
Yeah, I think, like, you know what? I'll do it here at the studio. How about that? After we're done broadcasting today's matches.
Yep.
Alright.
Oh, the golem already spawned, and Refrain is starting the golem, and just like Wukong.
Alright. So here we are. I want to thank everyone in Taiwan who ran to my Facebook just now to like it.
They are waiting for you to sing that song.
Indeed, indeed.
Yeah.
And I'm already loving it. Okay, so a little bit of poke here at bot lane, nothing too serious, but how are things gonna scale with God JJ going into the late game? I mean, Sivir as the early to the late game ADC. I'm not too terribly familiar with how that works. Of course, the on the hunt will help out. That's a lot of potential to do damage with the boomerang. Ricochet is good for poke utility just a little bit, but how does Sivir scale towards the late game?
In my opinion, like, I would say Silver is kind of like an AD carry, which is waiting for the late game. Oh, there is a fight going on.
Yeah, indeed.
That's
a nice Howling Gale coming down, and this kind of breaks and initiate. And that's an exchange of damage that doesn't go in favor of yoeFW.
Yep, I'm kind of surprised, like, that HKESports is still winning the early game in the bot lane, even the Flash Roof is picking Corky. And that's kind of weird.
Alright, so at this point in the game, I mean, Ollie's going to take advantage of this situation, and I imagine maybe, I don't see what he's doing here, but maybe waiting for a counter gank of some form?
Yep, kinda. Ole is waiting in the bush, and that bush is not warded, but I don't think Seth will gonna push that lane that far until...
Yeah, Maple, he's stuck under turret right now, and this could be the beginning of him pushing back just a little bit. But it looks like, of course, Ollie's broken away, going back towards Dragon a little bit, and gonna return to lane.
And GodJJ is holding them like 1 versus 2 without being any damage.
I mean, it kind of makes sense because we saw a pretty big chunk, a pretty significant chunk of HP get taken off of Sword Art.
And Jaina is kind of like a support that doesn't have really an initiation that can stun or do anything to Silver. Oh, and there's a fight going on, and
mid lane, Maple looks like he's in a little bit of trouble. Of course, that's as Dinter comes in. That's a lot of poke, but it's gonna force him to back, keep him out of lane maybe.
And still survive. Oh, and Refrain got caught by Ole.
Right, that's the counter gank.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, Hong Kong eSports staying on top of all their play this time around.
And I think bot lane, Jaina and Corki is going in for the God JJ. Oh, never mind.
All right, well, the game continues.
There's so much going on in the last minute. Like, they keep ganking and trying to diving, but just nothing's work. And first blood still have to come in.
Okay, so NL and Sword Art just going ham on the bot lane, if you will, in their present situation. Dark Binding comes in, does miss Sword Art, but he doesn't retaliate with Howling Gale. Of course, God JJ is kind of forced a little bit out, as of course we've hit level 4 from both sides, and that means both sides should have all of their abilities, save for, of course, their ultimates.
Yep, and both jungler is farming the Golem and the Raid Cam, and I don't think there will be much going on in this minute since everyone is playing so safe and just trying to farm for the mid game.
Here we go. Top lane, of course, there was an attempted gank coming from Refrain, but it looks like it was caught on to early enough, and now he's going to go back to just farming, or so I would imagine. Maybe even some counter jungling potentially, but there's also a nice window of opportunity to try and go in there and get toys, but of course that bush is warded.
And Stick is going back. Oh. No.
Oh, he's going back from the lane. That ward is not going to spot him. Mid lane's got a big fight going on that we can't see, and there it is.
He gets
tagged down. Toys is in a lot of trouble. Can he get out? He flashes over, but so too does Maple. And first blood goes to yoeFW.
Oh, but can Maple survive Dinter's gank?
It looks like he's on the hit list now. He's totally surrounded. He's trapped. He's in a lot of trouble, and if he's going to go down, he's going to go down swinging. Indeed, he will. It's going to be Stanley that gets the pickup.
That's such a good TP coming out from Stanley. He not only saved Wukong with his ult, but he also killed that Zed, and that is so amazing play coming out by Stanley.
All right, well, as it stands, God JJ and NL. He was forced to use his
Summoner's Heal.
Yes.
And Jaina is keep. Can he do it?
Oh, Zephyr coming in, and the poke.
That Jaina kill.
Sword Art did a good job there. I mean, that was just an auto attack following a Zephyr, but of course that was because the spell shield came out to try and keep God JJ from getting nailed down by what's the word I'm looking for, a Howling Gale. But in the end, it just didn't pan out.
But that's sad that Corgi doesn't even got an assist.
Yeah. So at this stage and this entire match for the day, we say that yoeFW is ahead just a little bit. I guess now this is where I kind of plug in. I used to be a part of yoeFW, but I left the team.
Really?
Yeah. I was never a pro player. I was just I guess you'd say team mascot. I'm the foreigner on the team.
And Flash came out by Stick since the instant came to gank, and he was kind of out of position there, and they forced his Flash. And Stick has to go back.
All right. Dinter gonna continue that cruise down to mid, but encountering this pink ward will discourage him from doing that, or so I imagine. But for the time being, Maple is where he is, and he's gonna continue farming.
And the support is roaming.
Both are roaming supports, and I like how Sword Art's just pushing Ollie back just a little bit.
And they're just trying to get the vision for the dragon since they don't want anything like last game.
Yeah, I mean the pivotal moment is whenever one of the lanes loses one of their characters, because that opens up the option to go for the dragon.
Definitely, that is like the most important objective after the change, since that 5th stack gives so much power.
Makes you even stronger than having a Baron buff.
Yep, definitely. And it seems like red team, I mean the Flash group, is trying to get the dragon. Or getting Toys.
There we go, the dive in, the chilling smite, but I think Toys is going to be alive after this one.
Yep, Maple has no way to follow up that gank.
Yeah, all skill shots just missed Refrain. A little bit curious about that, but I mean, bit dodgeable, bit dodgeable. Stanley going toe-to-toe with Stake in top lane, and Stanley's ahead in that regards. He does, of course, have one PK to I guess you'd say outweigh the gold that Stake has at the moment.
Oh, and there may be a fight going on at the Dragon?
Maybe. I mean, they're trying to zone it out. They're trying to go for it.
They are fighting for the vision there, since the vision there is so important.
Indeed, and now they have it. Alright, so mid lane. Dance continues. The tango, the twisted tango that it was, will continue now to this point.
And this is like the second pink ward that Dinter got in this game.
Alright, wow. 2,851 likes on Facebook. I can't believe this. Wow.
You should sing 2 songs, maybe.
Yeah, I can sing. You know what? I'll sing 2 if I can get to 5,000 likes. How about that, guys?
Remember that, 5,000. Let's hit the Facebook like and like breaker, and he will sing 2 songs.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! One song will be "Guo Shu Yao Ai De Bao Bao." The second song will be a surprise. Okay. All right.
We'll wait for the surprise.
Yeah.
5,000 likes.
Okay. So push continues.
And still not much going on. It's like fighting for vision from the mid lane, between the mid lane and the bot lane, and the supporters keep roaming. Jane is going back, so it's got JJ.
Indeed. Stake in top lane. I mean, he's kind of in a little bit of trouble if he gets a little bit overconfident with this push, but I mean, Stanley's doing his best to make it look like this is perfectly normal play coming from him. Of course, he did, push that lane back a little bit, and it looks like this top tower should go down without any help whatsoever coming from Dinter. Maybe. No? Maybe not? Maybe not?
He is going to defend this. Oh, that's so much damage coming out by Stanley. And Dinter's waiting.
Yeah, Dinter is waiting for some dinner. And it is going to come in the form of Stake if he pokes too far.
But I think he's just gonna go back, and blue team may want to start the dragon.
For the time being, that's all it's going to be. Alright, so top lane tower does fall. And, I mean, Dinter wasn't there entirely for nothing, I guess you could say. But he did, effectively speaking, not get anything else in top lane. Dark Binding comes down on Refrain, but of course, no follow-up whatsoever.
Yep, and it seems like HKESports still have an advantage, since at this point, if you push down the top turret, your top laner can just roam down and take the dragon, and it will be a 5v4.
Okay.
And it seems like Flash will know it, and they're planning it and trying to get as much vision as they can.
Chilling Smite coming from Refrain and onto Toys, and now he's just going to back out a little bit of forward flash coming from Dinter. Maple caught out, and he might just go down with an Ignite on him, and he does.
Jane out just doesn't do enough.
Right.
They've said.
Stake looks like he could be in a little bit of trouble as well. Going into Mega Gnar mode right now, but he's backing off under turret. That's 2 mid to low HP champs, and of course the missile barrages coming in from NL. Just they're not quite connecting.
And that's 1 for 0. Toys got the kills from Maple.
Howling Gale, this mid turret is in a lot of trouble. Dark Binding goes down on Sword Art. He is picked off as well with the follow-up pokes. And now this is a 3 versus 4 at mid lane, not in favor of our Yoe Flash Wolves.
And they're definitely going back and planning for the dragon.
Probably a good idea at this moment. At this point in time, it looks like no one from Yoe Flash Wolves is actually biting that bait, but it certainly is, how do I say, it's an option that's on the table later into the game. At the moment, again, it looks like they're going to try and collapse in on that. They're thinking, okay, we're behind. One way to get ahead is to get the dragon. And
Yoe Flash Wolf is going for the dragon.
Yeah.
Can HKESports make it to stop them? Since Lulu doesn't have TP,
the entire team here at this dragon. Toy is going to try and make whatever poke he can happen at this, but Refrain and Stake will not let up.
Minded.
So Yoe Flash Wolves gets away with the dragon. But it looks like Toys hasn't had the last word just yet. He does go in there. He picks off Refrain. We've got the Howling Gale coming in from Sword Art, the Missile Barrage, as well as the Machine Gun coming in from NL. But it looks like he's going to get taken down by our jungle, Dinter. Stake in a lot of trouble now as he is singled out. God JJ and Ollie chasing him down are going to try and take him out, and they will. That was 3 champions for 1, and yoeFW's got the Dragon. Was
really
that worth?
Hate the Dragon. I don't think it really works since they lose 3 people, like 3 carries. And that Dinter ult was really good coming from the back side of their jungle, and we really have to give credit to Dinter doing that well in that fight. They almost came back, like Flash Wolf almost went ahead in that fight before Dinter came.
Alright, well.
And Dinter is taking the red buff.
Yeah, this is putting, when you're ahead, get further ahead. This is exactly what you should do. Take advantage of every little moment to exploit your opposing team. And now it looks like he's going to make that his because he gets all 3 of the minions at the red buff. That means the reset is on their timer. They know when it will go down, but...
And mid-turn is gonna go down, definitely.
Slowly but surely.
Just a matter of time. Jaina wanna roam to the mid to help to protect the mid-turn with Refrain.
Right.
But I don't think they can really make it.
People in chat are going, Tai Sunla. What happened, but... there it is. Second turn of the game is going to go to the hands of Hong Kong ESports.
It seems like,
play,
yep, it seems like they really have an advantage in the second game too.
I mean, like, let's stop and think about it for a minute. The supports, you would never imagine, but the supports have the highest KDR for both teams because their goal is to stay alive and maybe get some cleanup here and there, but not really get so much gold. Still, pickoffs are appreciated here and there, just keeping the other team out of the game a little bit longer.
And the question is, what is Hong Kong eSports gonna do next? Since they have the mid turn down and they have the top turn down for the Flash Wolf, and do you think they are gonna go for the bot turn?
It's certainly on the table right now. But I mean, right now, oh wait a minute, NL at bot lane. Does he have vision of that? I was just thinking myself.
Yeah, they have a vision on it.
Well, I mean, I thought perhaps NL was going to walk straight into a trap, but it would appear that was not the case. He just simply didn't go where he didn't have vision, and that makes sense. Playing it safe. Better safe than sorry.
And there's not much going on. Maple is taking the raid camp, and everyone is like just farming. Like the last game, I think HKESports is trying to do what they did in last game. Just trying to push the advantage, take everything they can, and wait for one final push. They don't want to risk anything.
That makes sense. I mean, in this regards, we can see that NL is keeping up with God JJ in some regards. I mean, God JJ hasn't had as many player kills as he did in game number 1, but he has obviously gotten away with quite a few, what's what I'm looking for, assists. He's gotten away with assists, but not player kills. So, I mean, he's not entirely fed at this stage to where you can just, you know, straight up look at Corky, or excuse me, look at NL and NL just dies. But the utility, I mean, the difference is quite minimal at this stage.
What's the difference like between this game and last game is that not all kills is being on God JJ's hand. Like, the kills are like split up totally. Everyone got 1 or 2 kills, and it seems like God JJ can't do what he did last game, trying to just killing everyone and dealing damage.
Alright, well, here we are. Top lane, that secondary turret is a little bit exposed, but no one is there to push it from Hong Kong ESports, so we've got some free farm here for Stake, and that's about it. But if he's free farming, you know, I mean, they don't have vision of how do I say this, the southern half of the map, if you will. They don't really know what's creeping in that jungle, save for what might be behind Dragon Pit. And there it is. It looks like Hong Kong ESports is going to go in for
the bot turret.
Indeed. And even with a single Dragon buff, this isn't going to be something that they can hold. And it's interesting to note that both Dragon and Baron will be up at the same time.
1 minute in. And Refrain is going for Stanley, but Stanley is too fast with his W.
All right. Well.
And
the stage, that is an NL who might not be getting away, but we got the telly coming in now from Stake, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, but he canceled the teleport.
Wait, was that Stake?
Yes, that was Stake.
Canceled it.
Canceled it. Yep.
He just scared them off. That's it. He just looked at him, gave him a mean look, and they're like, "Oh no, don't bite."
Yeah. As I said, like HKESports just don't want to risk anything. They just want to push everything, take everything, and win the game.
Right. Stake realizing he might be getting a little bit overzealous here, especially given how few wards he has at that peculiar area. It's also worth noting he hasn't bought boots yet. Of course.
Yeah, you can see how slow he's walking with Maganar.
It's a little bit painful, but to watch, at least as a spectator. But this is the choices that he is making. He is the pro gamer. He knows what to do. He's been in this situation many times before, and he knows. He's probably come out on top from these situations before.
Dragon spawned, and both jungle lanes heading there. Keep pinging there too.
Right, no one has actually made the move to bite it just yet, but of course Hong Kong eSports have vision of it, whereas yoeFlashwolves does not. They're about to have vision of it.
And Corky start the dragon.
This is not too good with Dinter coming in here along with Ollie and God JJ. They should be able to secure this dragon kill. As I say that, however, Refrain is coming in, and so too is the rest of yoeFlashwolves. They want this second dragon, even if it means it may kill them. They get it. And Stake dives in, excuse me, Dinter dives in. Stake retaliating right now. Ollie going big or going home, and it looks like he's going home. We're going to have, oh my god, that triple kill is real, and on its name is Maple.
And they definitely win this fight so good. Like, they got the dragon, and Seth got the triple kill out of it. And I can't believe that.
Yeah, that takes them from the continue screen, and that just put another 50 cents in the machine. Let's put it that way.
And that's a second dragon.
Yeah, he's going to try and steal that red. Or is he? Maybe not. Better safe than sorry. So he's just going to back off of that for the time being.
It seems like Refrain is just going to get his own blue buff instead of the enemy red buff.
Indeed. I mean, like at the last point, they were swapping reds, if that makes sense. But now it looks like we're gonna have Refrain giving his to Maple. Decision that kind of makes sense. Yeah. All right, and he gets exactly what he wants. Shares a little bit of XP, but of course, no one's perfect. In fact, that's a very generous teammate.
Definitely. 4 kills for Seth now, and it seems like in the team fight, Seth will be focusing either God JJ or Toys.
Check out the gold right now. Actually, Maple has the most gold in all of the game. That triple kill really gave him a leg up. So I'm wondering what he's spending all of that dirty triple kill money on. We're about to find out when he goes back. But we can't see the equipment screen. God JJ in a lot of trouble. Like, he casts on the hunt just to get out of there and make sure he's alive.
And they live with 1 HP.
Yeah. Pretty much 1 HP. So
they are pushing the advantage, trying to get that mid turret, but Lulu is here with Toys, and the turret is still half HP. I don't think they can really get it.
All right.
Maple is going back and trying to come back in time for the mid lane team fight, I think.
And now, here we are. At the Baron buff, they will dance. yoeFlashwolves is going to try and push their advantage a little bit. I mean, they have two dragons, which means that pushing turrets is just a little bit easier. And I mean, if they can get Baron, that's going to make it even better.
Got caught by the Dark Binding, and Wukong
he hops out.
In.
Dinter does dive in, but it just doesn't. There's no follow-up.
That's just not a good position to fight for Hong Kong eSports. Since they lost the last one at the Dragon, they don't want to risk it.
No harm, no foul. But yoeFlashwolves now going to push the first mid turret, try and get away with it, but it looks like they won't, even with the Howling Gale spreading the entire team. Stake does get hit just a little bit by Toys, and that does result in a slow, but not, of course, game or life-ending damage to him. Nothing lethal.
And seems like the mid turret is going to go down. Oh,
nice stun onto NL. but
the binding didn't follow up though.
Yeah.
And Maple is just split pushing bot lane. And Stanley went to defend.
He's using that advantage. I like how he's got Last Whisper and Blade of the Ruined King early on in the game. This negates any tankiness that may come out of Dinter leading into the late game. And that's a very, very slow build as a tank jungle. It doesn't happen immediately. It doesn't happen as fast as, say, a tanky top lane or a tanky support.
It's interesting.
Actually, slightly faster than tanky support. Excuse me.
Like, after the change for the jungle, like, every jungle just... the build went so slow compared to mid lane and top lane compared to last season. Like, you just don't have a lot of money and you have to really know where are you gonna spend it. Or else you just end up like with just one jungle item.
Alright, well... here we are. This game, as it unfolds, I mean, we still have Yoe Flash Wolves down a little bit in the way of gold, and Hong Kong Esports is just slightly ahead, but turret count is in favor of Hong Kong Esports. So I mean, like, even though they're down 2 dragons, they can still, I think, win this to a very large extent, if that makes sense. Stanley is waiting in bot lane, just he's baiting out that turret. He says, "Come and get it, come and get it. I dare you."
Definitely, he's waiting for Maple to split push, but Jaina is with him, so it would be an interesting fight.
Sword Art is with him, so I mean, it would be interesting if it were to fight, but that's all quantum physics, if you will. Looks like they decided to just pull back as things were eerily silent, eerily quiet at bot lane, and Stake's going to continue that push to the primary turret at top lane, and unless there's a telly, he's going to get it.
Yep.
Indeed he is. And now Refrain just wandering around looking for trouble.
Dragon will be spawned in 30 seconds. And it will be a next fight.
Yeah, I feel like with that, the third dragon, I forget what comes with particularly.
I don't really think so. The third dragon, yeah. Oh, never mind. It's the 5% movement speed.
All right, there we go. So I mean, that's going to help the chase potential out so much more. And I feel like if they get that third dragon, then Hong Kong Esports is looking at an even higher uphill battle, if you will. It's an even steeper mountain to climb. It's like the old man pushing the mountain almost.
That's true. And with that movement speed on that team, like Jaina and Gnar, it really benefit them.
Stake just got dark binded, but of course there was no follow-up, and now the rest of the team, the rest of the blue team is collapsing in on that dragon. Of course, they're too late to get it, as we do have, oh my god, Ollie getting caught out, that 5% bonus movement speed being abused. Monsoon coming in here to keep NL alive, and a Howling Gale coming in to follow up. Stanley throwing down the Giant's Hourglass, Dinter going in with the ulti, and it looks like this could be a fight that does not benefit Hong Kong Esports.
Definitely, and that Gnar Stick is stunning 2 people in that fight, and that just turned it around. Like, HKESports went ahead in that fight, like Toys did stun some carries like Zed and the Corki. However, it just didn't run well after Refrain and Corki just dealing damage to them.
I got a good question. Why didn't Maple clear out that final pink ward? That pink ward. It was 1 hit away from being destroyed. Why didn't he do that?
I don't know. Maybe he forgot, or he is afraid of Toys stun.
That's right. I mean, like, well, he did already have a ward inside of that bush, but I mean, he didn't know it was too far. He didn't know it was close to Janna, so it might have been a trap. He just didn't have vision of where Janna was attacking from.
And free dragon buff for the Flash Wolf.
All right. So at this point, Baron's up. If we can see, I don't know. I wonder if Hong Kong Esports takes that Baron, do you think they'll be able to win this game?
I would say no, in my opinion, since like that free dragon buff already, it really matters for the Flash Wolf, and I think Flash Wolf definitely have the advantage here, since like it's not a lot of gold difference, as you can see. It's like 1.2k, but
it's the buffs.
Yep, that buff really matters in this season.
At this point, right now, Yoe Flash Wolves is trying to extend their control over the
bottom side of jungle.
Yeah, the red side or blue side of jungle, excuse me.
And they're going for the inner turrets in bot lane.
At this stage, they simply have so much hegemony. They can say, you know, they can just look at blue team and say, "Don't come this way. We own this. We own this part."
Yep, there's so much pushing power coming out from the Dragon buffs.
Right, and I mean, in this stage, Hong Kong Esports is forced to appease the, how do I say this, the very land-hungry and greedy attitude that is coming from yoeFW.
And there's a lot of damage coming out from the Maple. He got JJ to half with like 2 spells.
All right. Well.
Yep.
Maple is there at bot lane. And the push is being made to that secondary turret at mid.
And HKESports is trying so hard to get back the vision from the bottom side of jungle.
It is. I mean, like, they can't really keep up with it. Everyone's getting close to full inventory, so I mean, the guys that don't have what's the word I'm looking for? Sweeping trinkets. The ones that already have full build, they can't afford to get a pink ward. Of course, we could probably see God JJ sell his Doran's blade and then, you know, free up that one spot in his inventory, but I don't think that's likely to happen. It's free damage output.
Seems like next fight will happen in the mid turret, since we can see HKESports is pinging to defend that mid turret, and Flash Group is just gonna ask Maple to split push while they are getting that mid turret. Oh,
that makes sense. Steak getting caught out there.
Ulti.
Of course, now Dinter's going in with ulti, spell, shield.
Steak is in trouble.
Yeah, dark shield rather. Steak is knocked out. And now the follow-up is going to be Sword Art. He was next on the menu. Who's next on that hit list? It looks like it could actually be Refrain if he's not too careful. Maple is just going to try and stay cool where he is right now. But the question is, what does he do with his present position?
Definitely, like last fight, the HKESports won because it was like 5 versus 4. That Maple was not there trying to take the bot turret while they are fighting. But Stick got caught and...
Oh man, the dive coming in there from Dinter. Hong Kong Esports,
toys. Yeah, HKESports definitely got this fight.
They're diving in on it, and I mean, every time they lose just one more guy on their team, that puts them just a little bit further behind, and I feel like that was kind of a textbook mistake coming from NL. This is going to cost them 2 turrets, possibly an inhib. Sword Art coming in with a Howling Gale. Dark Binding going down on him, and a flash out to expend it. Now we've got Maple coming in with the Vengeance. Does take out God JJ. Steak is doing his best to get himself back in this fight. Dark Binding goes down on him. Will allow Toys to escape, but only temporarily as Maple dives in. Yet again, the chase giving way to Stanley.
Can Maple
Dark Shield going down. Steak diving in as well. The knock against the wall. And Refrain gets the 3rd kill.
Yep.
All right.
It seems like Maple really waited so long for that happen and get 3 kills out of it.
Why are there 3 red wards in front of that turret? That's a 30 HP turret. It was probably 1 HP. Baron is being initiated right now.
And Flash Move is gonna go for it.
Uh-oh, but Dinter is not too far away, and I think he could actually be here to, you know, he could actually come in and make a play happen.
Trying to go there too.
Oh man.
They are all low. It seems like a risky play coming out from Flash Roof.
Oh, the Dark Binding does miss. There's going to be a Dark Shield going down on Dinter. The Chilling Smite goes down on Refrain, but there are no PKs just yet. Instead, we've got everyone returning to Baron now at 50% HP. Refrain looking like he's going to get lower and lower. We've got Maple getting Dark Binded, and the kill comes in from God JJ, spawning not 1 second too soon. And now we've got the kill, or excuse me, the Baron being continued by Hong Kong Esports. This game is flipping. The favor is turning so quickly.
That was so nicely played by Oleg, flashing in, binding them, and doing an 5-man. Oh, that just changed everything since they were low when they are doing Baron.
Right now, Dragon is still open and on the table for our unfortunate red team yoeFW. They can get the 4th Dragon and then maybe even lead it into the 5th, but at the same time, I mean, they're all down and out of the game for the time being. And it looks like Hong Kong Esports has their own eyes set on Dragon. You can see the wards that were laid down by the blue team. It was a bit of a gamble to go for that Baron. What do you think? Should they have done it?
I don't really think Flash Wolf should have done it since they were all low, and that could have happened with that AoE comp, Morgana and Wukong.
Right, and
that's really a bad choice.
And Dragon was coming up very, very soon. Howling Gale hits 3 on Hong Kong Esports.
And Dinter is waiting to go in. Oh, Toys got Corki.
Will Baron, or excuse me, will the Dragon be baited here is the real question. As long as they have Baron, I feel like they're not a team that can be fought head-on, that is to say Hong Kong eSports.
But they want that Dragon buff so bad, since the 4th Dragon buff is so worth.
Positioning is looking good here, at least initially from yoeFW. Ollie is in a forward position. I'm not so sure if that's where he wants to be. Howling Gale will hit Stanley.
This a lot of game of poke going on.
Right. Denter has his smite, I imagine, and now he's diving in on NL. The Monsoon comes in, the Dragon is abandoned, and it looks like there's going to be 2 kills picked up for Hong Kong eSports. It's Denter and Toys. They get their weight's worth of Yoe Flash Wolves.
And it seems like Flash Wolf is just going to go back.
I know. What else can they do in this position? I think it's a bit of a mistake to not at least deny that Dragon. But they're going to get bottom turret. They could get mid turret just by sneezing on it, really. Just takes that much damage and it'll fall.
And they're going for the inhibitor turret.
Yeah, they're going to get the bottom one, and they might get the bottom inhib. But all 5, excuse me, Stake is about to respawn, and then that'll be all 5 of Yoe Flash Wolves at this position.
And it's what Hong Kong eSports good at. They just never risk and never overstay for any objective. They just do it and fall back, and it seems like it really worked against Flash Wolf.
All right, now I can see the decision for them not going for Dragon at this moment. At least when they took down all of Yoe Flash Wolves, or excuse me, when they took down Stake and Refrain, they said to themselves, we already possess this side of the map. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take down a turret, maybe 2, maybe an inhib, and then we're going to come back and go for Dragon, since we can beat them to it.
And Maple stole that blue buff though.
Indeed. Well,
we can see Hong Kong eSports keep pinging the bot turret and the mid turret, and they may go for a split push here.
That's only one small win, and at this point, I wonder, has any single member of Hong Kong eSports fallen since they got that Baron buff? It's worn off now, but I mean, I don't think so. They
were like 5 men pushing top, and I didn't even think that anyone died in that Dragon fight.
Oh man, we got another Dark Binding going down on Stake. Slow does hit him.
He almost stunned by Syndra.
Yeah.
And they keep poking and trying to get that a little tick for that inhibitor turret. Wukong is waiting to go in with his ult.
Alright. Scan does go down on top of that one ward. Now, at this moment,
they are going for the inhibitor.
Indeed. We are
finding miss. Oh, Maple may go in.
That's the moment, like that's that silent moment. Like we can all hear the hearts pounding from both the audience and the players. They want this win, both sides. Question is, can Yoe Flash Wolves come back 1 point, or are they going to go straight 2-0?
Oh, Hong Kong eSports is going in.
Yeah, that's the combo you mentioned.
But can his teammates follow up is the question.
Looks like the execution was not that great. Janya's Hourglass activated by Ollie. Denter getting a little bit overzealous here. He's going to be in a lot of trouble between Refrain and Maple. He does get away with a dark spell, excuse me, dark shield on him, and another Lulu shield on him as well.
And they are so low, and Maple is trying to get some kills out of it.
Right, taking advantage of that triple kill he made earlier on. He's chasing them down, but I mean, he's at half HP. I don't know if this is such a good idea. Stake.
He came in from Stake, and
now he's getting blown back as well. Nice Howling Gale there.
Came in from the side, and it seems like Hong Kong eSports is in trouble.
Yeah, Maple goes ahead. Excuse me, that's the pickup coming from NL. They're spreading the kills really well. And is he going to use a Valkyrie to get this? Ollie now on the back foot. He's running from Refrain, but that's something that I don't think is going to save him. He's just basically delaying the inevitable. That's almost a pentakill. Where on earth is Toys? It's all up to him.
And it went so bad for HKESports. It was like 4-0 for them.
Yeah, they don't even have an inhib. So close yet so far away in that very position. 30 seconds until all members of HKESports are back up and online. The question is, how does Yoe Flash Wolves take advantage of that situation to put them in a winnable position?
And Maple is getting that top turret. Toys is trying to defend it, and Maple is just gonna fall back. And that last fight, I think it really mattered. What really mattered was like the team coordination. Like Stick did a so good job that he teleported to the ward, like behind HKESports, and Rengar just coming from the jungle, from the Dragon River, and just catching up and wrapping them, and just cleaning up.
Right.
It was just so good that team coordination coming out from the Yoe Flash Wolf.
I mean, this is. I feel like on the back end of this, yeah, they got four. They took out 4 members of Hong Kong eSports, but I feel like getting 4 members in one tower, yeah, it's something, but I don't think that's going to be. How do I say this? Balancing the positions between both teams. We still have a small marginal gold lead by Hong Kong eSports. Baron is about to be up in 20 seconds, and they have vision of his spawning pit, but. On the other hand, Dragon's going to be up in a minute and 45, and the question is who gets what at the end of the day?
Oh. It seems like, never mind. I thought Stanley got caught by Zed at some point. But it seems like Zed is not in a good position since Stanley has TP if they really going for the Baron, but Zed doesn't have it. I mean, Maple doesn't have it.
There it is. Baron's being initiated.
Yep.
Oh man, there comes the telly.
That's just they go in for that. Stanley is rushing in, and
oh man, there it is. Second Baron buff.
Got the Baron.
Yeah, we got a lockdown on Ollie right now, but he's been spell shielded again, if you will.
Jaina is healing everyone.
And yeah, I mean, right now,
just gonna fall back.
Yeah, breakaway is, I guess you could say, the best thing that they can do in this position from both sides. It's a smart decision too, I might add. But right now, I think what is coming from Yoe Flash Wolves is they are setting up for the Baron buff.
For the Dragon buff.
Yeah, my mistake. Dragon buff.
It will be up in 45 seconds, and it really matter. I think they got 3 Dragon, and the 4th, Hong Kong eSports got the 4th.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, what I wanted to say is, sorry, the reason why I called it Baron is because in Chinese they say Ba Long for Baron,
yeah.
and then they say Xiao Long for Dragon, so I got confused just a little bit. Psycholinguistics, you know?
It's okay.
Yeah. I wanted to study psycholinguistics for my master's degree, but never got that chance.
But, like, one thing to note that is that the Ba Long, the Baron, that character, that Chinese character is different from the Xiao Long. So,
yeah.
I think it's interesting to know.
I can read characters too, but I mean, it's just like Long. The word Long means dragon.
It's confusing for foreigner.
Mm-hmm.
And Dragon spawned. It seems like they are going for it. Both team is trying to ready.
All right. So here's the standoff, and this is a very, very critical Dragon. At this point, HKESports has the tools in their shed necessary to just rake through and mull through everything that is here from Yoe Flash Wolves. They just have to have that proper engagement. One boomerang hitting stake is going to make a huge difference because if I'm not mistaken, God JJ, yeah, he's got Last Whisper, and that's going to make every single attack on any tank a little bit stronger. The Dragon is being initiated by Yoe Flash Wolves. Can they follow up? They don't.
Toys got it.
It went straight to Toys. He got the kill on it, and now we've got Yoe Flash Wolves breaking away. This is pushing power. This means turrets are going to fall faster for Hong Kong eSports. There is a farm building at top lane, so I mean, maybe that can give a little bit more economy.
And Hong Kong eSports is going for the mid inhibited turret.
Right. They just don't care if they have a tank or not to get it down, but now
they are just waiting for the top wave to push.
Right.
And since the mid inhibited turret is so low, they just want to get it.
This is the siege. Minions are going for it. And cannon minions acting as snipers.
Oh.
That is almost, that's effectively speaking a one-shot turret. Top lane does have a significant farm building, but if anyone abandons this post.
Went for that too.
Yeah. Oh no, he's abandoning it. They're gonna dive in on that turret. Nice.
Nope. Yeah.
Eye of the Storm going down on the turret, but I mean, there's still that one minion, that cannon minion, acting as a sniper.
Got the turret.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like they're still pushing for that inhibitor too.
Indeed. Now we got Howling Gale again coming out from Sword Art. Not really hitting anything there. But has Baron buff? Baron buff is just worn off. There were no kills made on players with Baron buff.
Yep.
They're able to use it to zone out so well. And I mean,
they got one inhibitor turret too, and then Dragon.
But as long as they don't have inhibs, this is a position that is still very, very fightable for Yoe Flash Wolves. But the turrets, I mean, at this stage in the game, the damage that the turrets do, I think with the Season 5 changes, they do a little bit more damage, but they're kind of a null difference at this level of play, if that makes sense. You know, it's like they don't contribute too much to fights. In the early game, of course, level 1s, level 3s, that makes a huge difference. But at this stage, I feel like the damage that they deal is not that important.
But both mid and bot inhibitor is open for Hong Kong eSports to go for it. So.
Backdoors are still on the table.
Yep. And JJ got himself his red buff, so it's NL. And they are just trying to prepare for a fight in mid lane. Both teams trying to get something out of it.
Yeah. All right. Another Holy Gale, or excuse me, Howling Gale coming in. And this one hit Toys, did a good chunk of damage, I might add. But right now, it's surprising to note that the kills are in favor of yoeFW, but the gold is not actually. This isn't a situation that's all that rare, to be honest. Still frequently seen, but now Maple's got a Guardian Angel on him. And I like that. It's going to give him more sustainability, shield him against both AD and AP, as well as give him a second life, if you will.
And Flash Group is trying to push out the mid lane. Hong Kong eSports went to the top lane, but they are now going back since they know that Flash Group may go for their turrets in mid lane.
It's a move that makes sense. No one's going to try anything backdoory, at least not at the moment. And
if it comes to backdoor, I think Hong Kong eSports will definitely have an advantage since like they have 2 inhibitor open.
Stanley's got TP, but I mean, right now there's nothing to TP in on. There's no, well, actually, I'm sorry, I made a mistake there. There's a Vision Ward and a Sight Ward at close to top lane and mid lane inhib, as you can see.
Baron will be up in 1 minute and 20 seconds,
yeah.
And it seems like it will be another fight.
But just for sure, that is a nice Howling Gale. Kind of just delays the inevitable, but doesn't really end anything. Right now, at this moment, NL is a little bit out of position, but he will be catching up with his team very shortly. Another Howling Gale getting some knockups.
Yep, and the HKESports is just trying to push the minions wave and trying to give pressure until the Baron is up and trying to get it.
All right. At this moment, the game, I feel, it can change. It can still swing in favor of our former Gamma Bears team, and there's a Dark Binding on the Stake. A little bit of a stack damage with, of course, Toys coming in.
The Stake is tanky. He got so much MR.
That's true. So, I mean, like, it hurts him a little bit for future fights, but that's about it. Now he's Mega Gnar. And
they are setting up for Baron, trying to bait in the top side of jungle.
And in 1 minute and 13 seconds is Dragon. If they get Baron again, they're going to secure the 3rd Dragon.
Definitely. Like, Flash Group is completely blind in the top side of Dragon, so if Hong Kong eSports really baited, Flash Group really doesn't have a chance.
That's true, but I mean, they do have 1 Vision Ward on Baron. Stake
from Toys.
Oh my god, he's been Dark Binded and dived in on, and now we've got, of course, Dinter coming in, going with the ulti. He's just been made huge. Stake struggling to get away. It's not enough! And now we've got Maple coming in for the plays. He does not get a kill just yet. He's going back in for another one. Guardian Angel kicking in. We've got
GA popped.
Yeah.
And refrain is done.
Oh, God JJ still alive.
Oh
and
my god, that's nicely played by God
yeah,
JJ.
They're gonna go.
Corki.
Oh man, they're gonna go for the inhibs and potentially end the game here. They don't even need Baron at this stage. The 2 remaining members of yoeFW are now going to back, I imagine, and try to defend home base.
And Maple is not going back.
Wait. They may not even... Are they going to go for Baron? Are they going to back? Are they going to... What? There's a whole slew of decisions to be made on this team, but it's all to the shot caller.
I don't think they are going to risk it since Maple is nowhere to be found.
He could solo Dragon. I think that's what he's trying to go for.
Nope, he's going back.
Maybe. I mean, it's there now. He can go for it, but oh my god.
Oh, and
he's going for it. Oh man. He can't do it.
No, he's half HP.
Yeah.
Even Hong Kong eSports doesn't have a lot of HP, but God JJ still can lifesteal back from the jungle camps.
I mean, at this stage, I feel like this is all hope lost for yoeFW, but it's just a matter of time. I mean, time will tell is essentially what I'm saying. The lanes aren't pushed back to an impossible extent just yet, but it will get that way.
Both teams is pinging for Baron, and it seems like they are both trying to get this Baron buff since it matters so much.
What is it now? Is it 3 dragons to 3 dragons at this moment? Oh man.
Both teams got 3 dragons. It seems like it is kind of even out except for the gold difference.
Yeah, I mean, both sides are actually at full builds at this moment. And I feel like if we see yoeFlashWolves get the Baron at this point, I don't think it'll necessarily tip the game. It'll tip the game in their favor, yes. It'll at least keep their opponents from getting ahead, or at least further ahead. But it won't necessarily give them the winning lead that they need.
It seems like HKESports want to get the Baron.
They could be baiting it out.
Yep.
But right now they're missing someone.
May just go for the mid inhibited turret.
Stanley's going rogue right now. He's actually going home, and it's a 4 versus 5 at Baron at this moment. If they can get that, oh wait, he tells in.
Coming in.
Oh my God! There's a cancel.
The
There's a cancel. That was a canceled TP coming in from Stake, and now it's at half cooldown. That Baron will be reinitiated, and it's a 4 versus 5 here, not in favor of the yoeFlashWolves. Ollie does activate the Janyas. He's being missile barraged right now, and of course we do have NL getting zoned out by Dinter. And now the Guardian Angel is going to kick in for Toys. Will it be enough? It looks like it will not be. yoeFlashWolves picking up 2 kills with this. Ollie now at about 1 shot. That was 2 for none. That was 2 for none in favor of yoeFlashWolves.
And also the Baron. FlashWolf is gonna get it definitely. Yeah. But Maple went back, so they may have a chance for 3v4. God, JJ is going for it.
But it looks like that won't be enough just yet. Right now, Maple has to basically secure home base. That's what he did. But they lost the Nexus turret, and no one went for it. No one. Oh no, they didn't steal out Baron.
And they lost a Nexus turret.
Yeah.
Out of it.
That is.
And they have to give up Baron too. So I won't call it birth for FlashWolf in this fight.
All right. So well, at this point, I mean, it's difficult to see yoeFlashWolves coming back. I mean. Yeah, they've got map presence right now. They're gonna try and reinitiate Baron, but it'll be 3 versus 4.
Oh,
there we go,
caught.
Stanley! He just activated Janyas with the Howling Gale going in on him. Stanley's in a lot of trouble again, and it looks like the pickoff will come in for NL. We now have the rest of the team chasing down Ollie, and Ollie's next on that hit list.
It seems like the Baron goes to the FlashWolf.
But at the same time, we've got the ADC, the big damage dealer, as well as the jungle. Dinter is still alive on Hong Kong ESports. Toys is also, he's a big damage dealer as well, and he's going mid lane. At this point,
and they're not going for Baron.
Yeah, I think it's just better safe than sorry. They know their opponent can't go for it in this stage, or at least they're convinced that their opponents can't be going for it. So they're trying to push out lanes just a little bit more. Dinter's cut out again. Chilling Smite goes down on him. He flashes out, and that may not be enough. NL coming in for the dive in. Missile Barrage misses Dinter, but the red buff. Ah, there it goes.
And Toys got caught.
He's in a lot of trouble.
Maple.
Oh man, that is 2 for 1 just now, and that means that only God JJ is on the map. At this point, we can actually see yoeFlashWolves go for the Baron and get it.
But they have to defend for the next turn. They don't want to lose another one.
Right. Every time they do this much damage to their opponents, they're taking infinitely more because the Nexus turrets are taking damage, if not falling. And
that 2 inhibited loss really matters at that point. No matter how good you do in the fight, you have to go back and defend it.
Indeed. And like the gold difference now is actually narrowing. We can see it becoming painfully close. And now everyone at home is just going ham on the chat room. They're thinking to themselves, this is some crazy stuff we're seeing.
And no one gonna know which team is gonna win.
All right.
Both teams is trying to.
Oh, there it is. There's the initiate.
Baiting the Baron. Oh,
I don't think that's a bait.
Doing it.
Stake is the tanky one, and he is actually going to keep them out of this. That's a nice initiate, but Stake takes a lot of damage in the background. Stanley gets hugified, if you will. We've got Ollie getting caught out, and he is taken down.
No one can touch God JJ though with standing
Man,
peel.
are they going to get the Baron or not at the end of the day is the question. Stake in a bit of trouble. Another Howling Gale coming in on top of God JJ.
JJ may get
and
an ace
here. Who got it? Who got it is the question.
The Refrain got the Baron.
Alright, Refrain got Baron, but at the same time that's going to cost them 2 champs and maybe 2 inhibs.
The Inter may actually meet Maple in the top side of jungle. And Maple's GA just got up, and it seems like they are trying to push the mid inhibitor again, but Maple got Baron buff, so...
Alright.
I don't know if it is right call, but they got the mid inhibitor and the bot inhibitor.
Bot is slated to fall. It hasn't just yet.
Is it a bug?
Yeah, it looked like it was some kind of an observer bug, but that's about it. But they buffed minions are chasing down God JJ as well as Dinter, and this is a game that is now approaching the hour timeline, if you will. Hour-long, 60-minute games. I think the longest one I've been in is 70 minutes. But
like, it is so amazing watching God JJ surviving every fight with Stanny and Morgana's peel. It was just so good.
Was that 4th dragon or 5th dragon?
That's the 4th one.
Oh man, the 5th one. Oh yeah, you're right. It's times 4 as we can see here. This, if they get the next dragon, then I feel as though Hong Kong esports will be indestructible at that point.
Definitely, but with that 2 inhibitor down, I think the next dragon will definitely go to HKESports.
Alright.
Or else, like if they fight for the dragon, and now the Nexus turret may be down.
Here we are.
Both team is grouping up, and Flashproof is going to the bot side of their jungle.
Alright. Syndra gonna go ahead and take the blue buff. That is, of course, toys. Everyone at this stage has Guardian Angels. They're full build. They might even be considering, okay, do we swap out our equipment just a little bit, just to make ourselves a little bit stronger. Dinter's decoy will be initiated on by a lot of CC, but all to no avail.
It is a decoy.
Yeah. And I mean, right now, at this stage, 4 dragons versus Baron buff. Which wins, do you think? I mean, it's only a couple of members on yoeFW with Baron, 3 members at most.
I would say it can go back and forth, but with that super minions in the mid lane, I don't think Flashproof should fight this fight.
Alright, yeah, I'm on par with that. I mean, they could be pushed down very, very quickly, very, very easily. And at this moment, we see that Hong Kong esports is grouping up in mid lane. They really want to take these guys down and out of the game.
Definitely, if Flashproof lose this fight, it's definitely game for them. And it will be 2-0 for HKESports.
57 minutes into the game. Will this be the end, or will this be the turnaround, if you will? Not much in the way of mistakes. There's not much that we see in the way of mistakes from Hong Kong esports. But yoeFW has shown time and again that if they do make mistakes, they will do what they can to turn them around.
And bot lane inhibitor is, I mean, the super minions are pushing, giving pressure to them too. They are just waiting, and the top has a huge wave coming in.
Alright. Dark Binding misses the champs. It's only a turret, excuse me, a cannon minion.
Oh.
Now, here we are.
Toy stun Maple, but Maple just
waiting. And now the minions, they're already pushing at the front door, and turrets are trying to take them down as well as champions alike. But this is, I mean, they're being choked. Oh my god, Refrain jumps in, he gets polymorphed, and now Stake follows suit as well. He does get a decent stun off on JJ as well as Ollie, and now it looks like the pickoff is going to be Dinter first. He's got a 70-second
snared.
Yeah, he's got a 70-second cooldown death timer. So if we can see maybe 1 or 2 more pickoffs, this is where it becomes serious, guys. If we see one team get all killed, this game can be instantly turned around.
And that's why they are trying to go back and forth and trying to not make a mistake for dying, since it can be game if Flashproof ace them.
Alright. As you can hear, we're getting exhausted, guys. Give us a break. But this is approaching now 60 minutes in game time.
This is such a long game.
It is. Is it 4 dragons to 4 dragons or 4 dragons to 3?
4 dragons to 3. Actually, eSports got 4 dragons while Flash Wolf got 3.
Okay, in that case, then we cannot let yoeFlash Wolves let their opponents
2 minutes for Baron and Dragon.
And they're grouping up for Dragon. They know exactly what their situation is. They do not want to give that to Hong Kong eSports.
Definitely double the previous bonus. It definitely, I don't think Flash Wolf will have a chance if they got that 5th Dragon buff.
Here we are. At this point, the game continues. But I think everyone's numb at the fingers right now. There's no other way to say it.
The inhibitor just got up. And it seems like they won't have the super minion pressure while they are trying to fight for the Dragon or the Baron.
Well, 1 minute 10 seconds for Dragon, 1 minute for Baron. Inhib's finally up, and that means that we can see yoeFlash Wolves push out without any consequences for the most part. Look at the numbers in terms of CS. 546 on NL, 467 on Maple.
Yep, just watching the CS, you can tell how long the game is.
I know, it's not a deceptive number. It's just a very painstaking number to look at this stage in the game. And there's going to be a bit of a split push coming in here from Maple, but I feel like, you know, I mean, he's got a couple of vision wards there.
30 seconds for Baron, and it seems like HKESports is going for the Baron instead of Dragon.
Yeah, question is, where do they go now? Backing is Maple at this stage. Oh no.
That's the point where you cannot make any mistake.
Oh man. It looks like Hong Kong eSports has at least decided to clear out the wards at this location, and they're not entirely in the clear just yet. And now the same is coming from yoeFlash Wolves.
It seems like the last fight will break out in the Dragon Pit.
Alright. Dark Binding does miss. Howling Gale will miss.
Ranga is sitting like at the side of jungle, waiting to see if he can get anyone. But it seems like Hong Kong eSports is not falling for that.
Oh man, I don't like the split coming from yoeFlash Wolves. And the Dragon's being initiated. If this goes to Hong Kong eSports, they immediately went stake diving in now. And it looks like
Toys got the Dragon.
It was indeed Toys who got it. And now look at the mega engagement that falls. 70-second death timers. If it's 1 for 1, then they're exchanging evenly. Maple just lit his Guardian Angel, and he falls in the background. Stake is next on the menu, and I think this is the beginning of the end for yoeFlash Wolves, unless we see some epic turnaround coming from NL. He's gonna back, but I mean, at this stage, it's 5 versus 2.
Yeah, and we've got JJ full HP. I don't really think that Sword Art and NL can make it with 1 Nexus turret up.
Yeah, at this point, I don't think they even care that they have minions or not to shield for it. They're willing to shield it themselves.
Do you think they can just tank it?
Indeed. No, JJ is doing.
Oh, NL got caught.
Yes,
and got
he's
deleted.
Going down.
It seems like GG.
80 seconds. 80 seconds on that death timer. 82 seconds it was. The Nexus falls, and 100k gold is reached by Hong Kong eSports.
Oh my god, that was such a long and exciting game.
And a mind-numbing one as well. Okay, so before we talk too much about post-game stats, I want to remind all of our viewers 大家好，我是炳哥，我已经超越了2000多个赞在我的 FB 的粉丝页上，但是我跟你们讲，如果你们会帮我达到5000 likes 的话，我不仅一次要唱郭书瑶爱的宝宝，还要唱另外一首歌，所以呢，你们赶快跑去我的 FB 按赞等油吧，帮我一个大忙吧。就是这样子。
Congratulations for 2,000 likes. And hope you can get 5,000 and I can hear you sing 2 songs.
Thanks. 顺便说一下。Okay, so like we can see the damage here right now. But 顺便说一下，那个我住在台湾内湖区，所以台北内湖区，我的任务就是帮台湾、香港还有中国的职业电竞环境国际化起来，所以如果你们帮我，就是我帮你们，这样子。Okay, so
looking at the end game stats, it seems like it is just such a long game. 1 hour and 2 minutes, 27 seconds. JJ got 24.7 gold, which is like, oh, it's surprised that it is not the most. Actually, NL make more gold than JJ, but since it's like that late, it doesn't really matter. You can only buy elixir, like 1 elixir, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy, but I mean, look at, we actually have JJ at 11 kills altogether, same as game number 1, but the assists are infinitely higher. I really want to see the damage. I really want to see that, but we're about to find out. So here we go. That is
Corky actually do
输出伤害. What does that mean?
It means damage dealt.
Damage dealt to opponents. Whoa.
60,000.
Oh my god.
My god.
If NL is looking at that, he's probably not feeling too happy about the way this game went. He's
definitely, he did so well.
He did his job. He did his job. There's no reason to cut him. No, he by far was the furthest ahead. Toys came in, I guess you could say, 3rd with damage dealt, and of course, JJ still doing pretty good, coming strong in 2nd with damage dealt. A little bit surprising though is Maple with that triple kill early on. I imagine he would have had like much more damage dealt.
I know, right? 32k, that doesn't seem a lot. Like